Hey, what's up everyone? 𝐒𝐿𝐿 back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 easiest ways to save money in the military. Now this video is going to be specifically catered to mostly people that just got out of boot camp. They're just about to hit the fleet, they're in MOS school, and they don't really have that much money to play with as far as investments. Now, if you're too afraid to invest in stocks, you're too afraid to risk investing in cryptocurrencies, any high-risk investments, this is going to be a very low-risk investment video. This is just going to be the basics, savings accounts, etc., so that you can make a few extra bucks and not just have your money just sitting in a checking account accruing no interest. So I hope y'all enjoy this video, and let's get right into it. Now, before I get into the specifics of this video, I just want to make it clear that I am not a financial advisor. The opinions I make on this video are just my own, and I am not responsible for any decisions you make with your money, any investments you make. These are just opinions of what I wish I did when I first joined the Marine Corps and I just got out of boot camp, where I put my money, and just a little bit better decisions I wish I made. So I'm making this video for new Marines coming out of boot camp, and just to help y'all make some decisions on what y'all want to do with y'all's money and maybe make a few extra bucks. So the standard savings account in the US only gets 0.42%. So say you have $5,000 in your account that you've been saving up from MOS school, from boot camp, all that, and you're trying to decide what you want to do with that $5,000. Now, if you have it in a checking account, based on that percentage, you're only going to make $21 over a year time. That can barely pay for you and your friend's Chick-fil-A, and that's interest from an entire year. Now, if you have that same $5,000 and you look into what's called a high yield savings account, you can make far more. Now, there's many different banks that do this. A lot of online banks such as SoFi and Discover can offer up to 4.15% and 4.4%, and many different variations of interest rates. So if you go with something like this, say you're $5,000, you can be making way above $200 plus per year. So that's a lot more than just one Chick-fil-A meal. That could be multiple Chipotle burritos. So a high yield savings account, it's definitely something you should look into, and something I wish I looked into earlier. You're going to make a much higher percentage, and actually if your money's just sitting there, you can make a lot more extra money for your future goals. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is just slightly a little bit more risky. You're not gonna lose this money, but it's locked up for a certain period of time that you cannot touch it. So if you need it as emergency fund, I don't really recommend doing this right away. If you need that money, that $5,000 you have, if you need that right away, I don't recommend doing what I'm about to talk about. And this is going to be a CD, or what's referred to as a certificate of deposit. So whenever you make a CD, you pick a certain length that you're going to lock up your money for. Now, there's CDs with multiple different banks. Discover is one of them. If you get a CD in Discover, you can pick how long you want it to be. You can get CDs up to 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, up to 5 years. So what happens is, say you pick a 18-month certificate of deposit and you put $2,500 in there. That money is locked up in that certificate of deposit for 18 months. If you try to withdraw any of that money from that CD, you are going to get penalized and you're going to get some money taken away. So if you do this, make sure you are 100% certain that you don't need that money right away. But the good thing about these is you can typically get a much higher interest rate than a high yield savings account. So Discover, if you do an 18th month, right now currently you can get 5%. So that's a little bit more than the high yield savings account. It is perfect if you absolutely do not need that money. You don't need it at all right now, and you can afford to lock it up for 18 months. So if you do this, you can make a few extra dollars than high yield savings account. Now, a lot of people do what's called a CD ladder, and I definitely recommend doing this. So what a CD ladder is say you open 4 different certificate of deposits. Say you start with a 3-month, a 6-month, 9-month, and a 12-month. This way, by the time your certificate of deposit expires at the end of the 3 months on your first one, you can now set that one and renew it as a 12-month, and so forth. If you understand what I'm talking about, once you get to that 6-month, you renew that as a year as well. And then as you go through all 4 of them, you keep renewing them over and over for 2,500s or whatever you pick, whatever amount you pick for that certificate of deposit. Once you pick that amount and you keep renewing it, you have access every 3 months to those funds. So this is a little bit less risky. You are laddering it so that you can actually have access to those funds. And if you actually need that $2,500, you only have to wait 3 months or less in order to access those funds again. So that's my second one I recommend. Now the third one I'm going to talk about is just your basic TSP. It's your thrift savings plan. This is going to be your retirement plan in the military, and it's going to be what you're going to be shown at boot camp. When you're at boot camp at first and you're doing all your paperwork, they're going to tell you about the thrift savings plan. This is going to be your retirement plan, and they're going to ask you how much of a percentage you want to put from your paycheck into here. Now typically what people put is 5% starting out. Now the reason why is because the government automatically matches 5% that you put in, and they'll match that and give you that money for free straight into your retirement account. So definitely take advantage of this. If you're new, you went through boot camp and you chose to pick a 0%, you are wrong. You should not do that. That's at least what I recommend. You should definitely take advantage of that. Put at least 5% into your TSP, because you put that 5%, you're getting matched 5%. Recently I looked at one of my statements and it had that I was putting in $138 a month into my TSP, and it matched the $138 a month. So I get double, basically double of what I put in. So that is definitely what I recommend. I'm not going to go into any more detail on TSP. I can make a whole different video where I can talk in super detail about TSP. There's a lot of good stuff you need to know about it. But for now, I'm just going to talk about the basics and that extra 5% you should be taking advantage of. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any other ideas for videos, just drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all next time.